What's up? It's Destaynee back again for another video, and in today's video I'm going to talk about the terror of living in America. Before I get into this video, go ahead and make sure that you hit the subscribe button and hit the post notification bell so that you are made aware every time I make videos, and be prepared to leave a comment below and give this a thumbs up. Now, okay, it is a little bit of trauma when you live in America because you get news like the news that I got last week. So last week I was minding my magical black business. I was low on energy, whatever. I get a phone call in the morning, probably like around 11-ish, was it? Well, afternoon, early afternoon, 11, 12-ish. And it's from my youngest son's school. My youngest son is in elementary, and I was, why would they be calling me? He's not a kid that gets in trouble. I don't have to worry about behavior issues with him. I'm like, why are they calling me? Did he get sick? Did he get hurt at recess? Like, what's going on? So I answered the phone call. I'm like, hello? Thinking I'm about to talk to a person. No, I'm getting an automated message. Dear so-and-so parents, we just want to let you know that there was an incident at the middle school, which is near the elementary school, and that basically a gun was found on campus and the suspect has been apprehended. It's no longer a threat. Just wanted to let you know the school is no longer locked down and all the things. I was like, oh my gosh, what? Thankful that it was not my son's actual school, but still terrified that it was the middle school and a school that's not too far from my kid's actual school. So it's like, what do you do? What can you do? My son does not have a cell phone. He's in kindergarten. I can't text him and say, hey, are you okay? Hey, what's going on? Hey, like I do my older son. I can't do that. So it was very scary for me. It did make me, for a minute, rethink everything. Y'all know he was homeschooled. He went to daycare when my maternity leave was up, 3 months. He went to a home daycare in my neighborhood, okay? And then when she was changing her direction of what she was, anyway, that y'all don't care about that. I ended up putting him in whatever, but now he's in public school, whereas before he was homeschooled. And it was very scary for me to put him in public school because my goal was to just homeschool him, period. I have a work from home job. I can do things intermittently, give him different tasks while I'm still working. And kids don't really need to be sitting down for 7 hours straight. You feel me? We can barely do that with work. So anyway, it had me rethinking everything. And it's like, what do we do? So I went to the mayor. Y'all know how I do. I go straight to the top. I'm not going through these channels. I'm going to the top, baby. Who can I talk to? I said, hey, what are we going to do about this? We don't want this to become a regular instance. We don't want this to be a copycat situation where somebody else does this. I mean, there have been threats where kids have made threats. And there's a program in the county that we live in. I forgot what it's called, but our sheriff don't play. He don't play at all. And if someone calls in with, an anonymous tip like, hey, my classmate was saying such and such and the third, they go and snatch them up. They don't play. They don't leave room for any of that type of stuff. That's what I really do appreciate about the sheriff in this county. But I went to the mayor's like, what are we going to do? Are we going to implement metal detectors? Should metal detectors be at schools? How do y'all feel about that? And those of us who are in the 2A world, we know about 3D printing. We know about printed guns. We know about printed everything. We know that those are things that can pass through metal detectors. So what can we really do to keep these children safe? People will say, get rid of the guns. That's never going to happen. That's not possible. You cannot go to every American, in this country, and say, hey, hand over your guns. That's not going to happen. That doesn't make sense. And then you're going to have underground. So that's not even a possibility to think about. And honestly, if you think that way, this probably is not the channel for you, because that just don't make sense, okay? But what can we do to keep guns out of the schools, to prevent parents like me from panicking? I do believe that education needs to be had with kids, and I don't know. Oh, and let me backtrack. I'm sorry if this video is kind of all over the place. I haven't recorded in over a week, and I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. And y'all know I thrive on authenticity, and so I'm being authentic with y'all. Okay, this is how the thoughts are coming to me, how it's flowing. I don't have a script for my videos. I just have a topic. I go in my head, and I'm like, okay, let it flow. So I apologize if I'm seeming like I'm having, you know, sporadic thoughts and stuff. I'm not. I'm just trying to order it in the proper way. Let me say from the jump, it was not an actual gun. At least that's what we are being told. We're getting told different information. Some of the parents said that their kids were told that it was a real gun. The police, everyone else is telling us, there is a gnat in here, is telling us that it was a BB gun. I don't know who to believe. I do know that sometimes police and law enforcement and the higher ups will say something to alleviate the stress and the pressure and the panic from the, you know, masses and the public by saying, oh, well, it was just a BB gun, when in fact it may have actually been a gun. I don't know. We don't know. Maybe we'll get more information as things progress and unfold, but I'm not sure. But should metal detectors be in the schools? Would you feel comfortable sending your child to a school that has metal detectors? I'm trying to think. What is the other alternative? Other than having more security, but even with more security, if they're not going through a TSA check, what is having more security going to do? Security, police, things like that, they're a reactive response. They can't do nothing until a threat has prevented itself. I'm trying to think of measures to prevent a threat even being presented to the people. What can we do to prevent a threat from being presented? Metal detectors might be the way. I know a lot of these schools have one way in, one way out entrances. I know that they have very heavy security. They have police, things like that. But what are we going to do to stop these guns from getting into these schools? And we can't put it on the irresponsible parents, because the responsible parents, like myself and probably like y'all, your kids are aware of firearms and the dangers in which they can bring harm to people, and they know better, and they have common sense to not want to take it to school. And let me just say this, because I was telling my son, and I was talking to my mom about this the other day. It's like, no offense, but y'all kids are weak. Back in the day, okay, and even me, because I done had my 1-2s with a few people, you didn't like somebody, you either just didn't deal with them, or you fought them and went about your business. If they took that L, they took that L, but they were not trying to retaliate. They might do, well, let's do a rematch after school, or let's do a rematch on Saturday. Maybe that. But I never had to worry about, because I had to beat some people up. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. I had to put them hands, okay? But I never was in fear of, oh, they gonna come up to the school and da-da-da-da-da. I never had to worry about that. It was, you call me the N-word, boop doop doop doop. You was trying to pick at me and try to be a bully. I didn't like it. I confronted you. You wanted to fight. We did. Boop doop 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 doop. But it was never no, I'm finna come back and get my lick, or I'm finna retaliate, or I'm about to go get my big sister, or none of that. It was, we handled it on our own. And once I beat them up, well, one girl, she tried to be my friend afterwards. And I think I was like okay with her, but we weren't best friends or nothing. But you get what I'm saying? It was a different time where we could fight, maybe in a few years be friends again. Or, you don't like me, I don't like you. We going about our day. You trying to bully me? I'm not standing for that. I'm going to handle you and address you. But I didn't have to worry about nobody coming. You know what do you understand what I'm trying to say? So it's like these kids these days, I don't know what it is. And people are blaming the video games. I mean, we had Mortal Kombat, and I played that every day. Scorpion, Jade, and I don't remember the girl with the fans and the knives. Them was the ones I always used, Jade and the girl with the fan. But I wasn't going around just fighting people because I played Mortal Kombat all the time. I'm getting a call, child. Hold on. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if we can blame video games. I don't know if we can blame, I don't know. I'm recording a video. This is real life. Give me a second, please. I'm not editing nothing. So yeah, I don't know. Kids these days are weak. I tell my kids all the time, well, you know, I'm not teaching them to be violent people, but I am teaching them to protect themselves. Do what you do to protect yourself, but you're not going to be out here a bully. You're not just going to be, you know, nonsense stuff. It's all about self-defense over here. But if you got an issue with somebody, don't deal with them. And if you're in their classroom and you're forced to have to work with them, y'all need to come to an agreement. But all this, I'm upset, so I'm finna come and do. That's crazy. So I'm kind of leaning towards metal detectors. I don't want to live in a world to where my kids are going through a metal detector, but I mean, we do that for TSA. We do that when we're going on the airplane. We do that when we're going into, if you live up north, the museums and certain buildings, government buildings. We go through metal detectors to ensure everybody's safety. And for the most part, we don't really hear too many overwhelming instances of things going down in those institutions that have metal detectors. So put metal detectors in the schools. Put them in the schools. These kids want to act up. This is what they need. This is going to ensure or be closer to ensuring their safety. Then let's do it. Have a school counselor on deck. Oh, my kid is traumatized because they got to go through a metal detector. Well, would you rather have a school counselor at your school for that or for grief because they lost some classmates? Okay, let's weigh the options here. I'm leaning towards metal detectors. I'm signing the petition. What we got to do to get it started, because this is ridiculous. And I honestly think at this point, when kids are doing things, when you're like in elementary, middle school age, absolutely your parents should be held accountable. Absolutely. Because there's nothing that little boy in elementary school is doing that I don't know about. There's nothing he's watching. There's nothing he's listening to. There's nobody he's around. There's nothing that he's exposed to that I don't know about. And I could pretty much say the same for my high schooler. You know, he has some new friends. I don't know them all. I know most of them, but you know, the new ones I don't know. But for the most part, I'm in control of everything he's being exposed to, besides like if he's watching something on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But even then, there's parameters. There's parameters within the household. And then also I have open communication with my children. We talk about everything. They can come to me about everything. It might make me uncomfortable. It might make them uncomfortable. But we can have those conversations. So there's no need to really hide anything. And I know, well, Destaynee, he's a teenager and the other one's going to be a teenager one day. There's going to be things they don't tell you. Absolutely. I'm not dumb. But for the most part, I'm in control of what they are exposed to in the environments in which they're in. And there's not a day on this earth where they can come and take a firearm from this house and take it anywhere. There's not a day they can get their hands on any of these firearms without me knowing. So I think parents have to be held accountable for certain things. It's not fair, but it is what it is. It's just like with your dog. If your dog goes out and bites somebody in the community, you're held responsible, not the dog's parent. You are, because you're the dog's parent. You're responsible for that. So I don't know. Beef up the consequences. Make it impact the parents as well. Guardians, whomever the firearms belong to, hold them accountable, as well as the child. Don't let them get off. They still send they cuss. Send they ass to juvie. Send them up the road, and not just for a month. Send them up the road for a bid. I don't know what a bid is, but you know, I've heard people say they did a bid. Send them kids for a bid. Okay? And punish the parents. And put metal detectors in the school. That is what I think should happen. It was very scary for us in this community, in this city. We were terrified. We didn't know what was going on. We just want to answer solutions. Okay? I'm sorry, this might have been a lot to get through because my thoughts were everywhere. The kids, the phone, everything. But y'all know it is what it is. This day house too. So I can't shut it down, you know. Anyway, leave in the comment section below. Have you had any scares like this in your city at any of your children's school? If you have children, nieces or nephews, family members, or if you work at the school or your workplace, let me know if you've had any scares like that. Let me know some real reasonable things that you think should be in place when it comes to school and these weapons being brought into the schools and preventing school shootings and things like that. Leave that comment below. Be sure to be subscribed to the channel. Hit the post notification bell so that you are made aware every time I make an upload. And also give this video a thumbs up to let me know that you enjoy this type of content. Also to put me out there in the algorithm, baby. We got more than 2K. Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. And as always, if you love someone, tell them. Stay dangerous.